Hello and welcome back to Let's Play UnderRail Expedition with me, BringItDon. So I received a couple of requests on the last video. The first was to show off the specialization tab. With the DLC, the Expedition DLC, it added a new tab, which I don't have yet. It unlocks at level 15. Specializations allow you to enhance feats that you already have. But again, I don't unlock it until level 15, so I can't show it off yet. But it will appear here on your character sheet after the feats tab. And then also got a request to show off the two new melee weapon types, the machete and the spear. We're actually going to buy the spear while we're here. But anyway, so the machete here, this is a deadly close quarters weapon that can deliver devastating wounds if used correctly. It does 8 to 18 mechanical damage. Impact speed is very low. Base action points is 16. Range melee. Critical chance 6%. Critical damage bonus 160%. On hit, carves up a living target for 3 turns, reducing its action points by 2, and increasing the chance the target will get critically hit by 3%, and that stacks 5 times. It incurs 125% of mechanical damage resistance and threshold. Damage is increased by 7% for every point in strength above 6. And the spear, primitive but versatile weapon that can be used for both offense and defense. Damage is 13 to 24 mechanical. Now keep in mind this is a two-handed weapon until I get the iron grip feat. And then even with the iron grip feat, it reduces the damage by 15%. Impact speed is very low. Base action points 20. Range is extended melee, so 2 tiles. Critical chance 7%. Critical damage bonus 100%. On hit, gain Spear Guard, which gives the attacker a 50% chance to block up to 13 mechanical damage until the end of the next turn. The amount blocked cannot exceed half of the character's melee skill. Ignores 25% multiplicative of mechanical damage resistance when attacking organic targets. Damage is increased by 8% for every point in strength above 7. Now one thing I'm not sure of is the damage that it shows here, if that's the base damage, the 13 to 24, or if that's the damage including the 8% above every, with the increased damage because my strength is above 7. So I should get an extra 24% damage, and again, I don't know if that's included in the damage value showed here. We're actually going to pick up the spear here. I'm going to sell this gun because I don't need it, as well as these cases and that. Now I was looking at some of this armor. Vests are very good to have early on because they give you 200% increased damage threshold against bullets and shotgun shells, which is very good, especially in the early game. So I might grab that, and I cannot afford it, that's fine. We'll just have him give me some more money, and we'll just take the spear for now. Let's go ahead and equip that. Sweet. So I was told that the plus and minus keys would... Nope. Alright. Let's head down to the bottom and see if we can get our first taste of combat. I'm gonna do a quick save before I head out. Well, open the... going somewhere? Open the gate, please. I'm off to the caves. He nods. Oh, and here's a tip for you. If you find yourself surrounded by rat hounds, use flares to scare them away. They'll be back, though, so try not to stick around. Everyone knows that. Right, thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Alright, you're good to go. They get mad if I try to take weapons out the locker? Oh well. Alright, and away we go. Our first adventure. Do another quick save before I get brutally murdered in my first combat encounter. Old Jonas. He doesn't care if I take all of his stuff. An old man wearing an old coat, old pants, and old boots introduces himself with an amiable smile. Oh, it's the young BringItDon. Off to do some hunting? What is this place? This is the Crossroad Watch. The only way to get into our station from the tunnels is through here. What are you doing here? Just sorting through some goods I scavenged today. Want to take a look and see if there's something you like before I take it back to the station? I offer a fair bargain. A fishing rod. I might grab that. Oh, actually, I meant to buy some lockpicks from the armory as well. But he has some. Oh, he doesn't buy that. Never mind. I'm gonna grab the compass as well. Don't know if I'm actually gonna need it or not, but it sounds nice to have. Be a nice tool to have. Alright, so it says this is the only way. Where does this take me? We'll just go have a quick look-see and some rubber balls and steel plates. That's a bunch of crafting material, which I'm okay with. So I wonder if I had a fishing rod, if I could use it right there. Or if there's only select spots you can use it. Because I've never used a fishing rod in the game before. Well, we're going to keep heading this way for a little bit. See what we find. Or what we stumble across. Or what finds us. Now I have basically no perception. So if there's ever any traps, well, I'm probably going to take it on the chin. Interesting. So if I had a grenade, which I don't think I have any explosives, I have flares and alright, no need to waste my grenade there. I was just wondering if I could actually do that. South Junkyard, Mushroom Cave, Cove, Camp Hathor. Alright, since I do have a choice here, which I guess... We'll deal with that later. We'll come back here in just later, in general. We'll see if we can find the outpost we're supposed to find and continue that quest. I need to get too off the beaten track. That's right, he also had another combat I hear you're very knowledgeable of the tunnels, and I could use some advice. I've been crawling through them tunnels all my life. What do you want to know? What can you tell me about the abandoned outposts nearby? The nearest one is just north of the Crossroad Watch. They stretch to the east and to the west from there. They were built by Omega Station, but are somewhat in ruin since we put them out of business. Plenty of rat hounds there now. Oh, if you're heading there, could you do me a favor? I was scavenging near those outposts a while back, and I think I lost my old digital watch there. It was about this big and made of metal. It doesn't have a strap, so I keep it in my pocket. It must have fallen out somewhere. Could you keep an eye out for it? If you bring it back, I'll make you a good bargain for it. Metal detector's on. I'll have your watch back in no time. I'm getting my hopes up, but good hunting. Or I'm not getting my hopes up. How much damage did the earthquake do to the surrounding cave tunnels? Well, a lot of the passageways have caved in. I'd used dynamite to clear them up, but Tanner confiscated all of it to make it available for clearing up the south tunnel. Can't say I blame him. The metro is more important. The passage to the lake is clear, though, if you're up for some fishing or something. Okay. Is it really true that you descended to the bottom of deep caverns? He laughs. Listen, youngster, there's not a place in this accursed underworld these old legs haven't visited. I descended as low as one can go, and I even took a peek into the dreaded mutagen tanks, and... well, maybe I'll tell you more over a drink sometime. Can you tell me a bit... oh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Can you tell me a bit about creatures that inhabit these tunnels? Well, there's cave hoppers, rat hounds, psi beetles, and rarely shadow crawlers. What critter are you interested in? Tell me about cave hoppers. They're harmless little critters, quite tasty if cooked properly too. You'll generally find them near lakes and other wet caves because that's where their favorite food, lake mushroom, grows. They can be hard to hunt down sometimes because they're fast little buggers and can crawl through small crevices you wouldn't think they would ever fit in. If you're looking to catch or kill one, best tactic is to hide near a patch of lake mushrooms and ambush them when they come to feed. And what are rat hounds? Rat hounds are ugly, smelly, mangy, disease-ridden dog-sized rats. You can find them anywhere, and if you can't find them somewhere, know that they'll get there too eventually. Individually, they are not so tough. They usually move around in packs, sometimes hordes. They're very good pack hunters, so don't let them surround you. If you're in a pinch, throw flares. They're deathly afraid of fire. Alright, psi beetles. Now that's a critter you just want to steer clear of. Scientists call them azure something because of their blue stripes, but the rest of us call them psi beetles, or psi bugs for obvious reasons. They are bugs that can sling all kinds of psionics at you. If you bump into one, you might be able to take it, but it'll literally give you a headache. If you run into two of them, you better start retreating while you can. At least they're not that fast, so you should be able to evade them. If you run into three, it's probably already too late. You see, the weird thing is, not only do they hit you harder when they're in a group, they also start throwing crazier and crazier stuff at your way the more of them join the fight. And if there's also a Goliath around, then you're in psionic hell. So the mechanic, I guess, is similar to the the rats from Planescape Torment. If you absolutely must fight them, try to get close and personal. They're not comfortable with exposing their massive brains to sling psionics while people are near them, not even the Goliaths. Instead, they'll either try to gain some distance or will just bite you, and their bite is far less dangerous than their psionics. Goliaths have big horns, however, and those can easily go through a man. The psi beetles usually hang around mine shrooms, so if you're in an area where those are plentiful, be on your guard. And what are these shadow crawlers? Vile, awful insects that crawl around them cave walls, all quiet and sneaky. They surprise their victims by injecting them with a good, healthy dose of paralyzing venom. They retreat to the shadows until the poison makes you stiff as a rail, and then they eat you. He chuckles. Don't start quaking yet, because they are rarely seen in close vicinity to SGS, but out there, in case you notice things are getting a bit too quiet, be on the lookout. What are these tunnelers I've heard people mention? The thing is, no one really knows for sure who they are. They are nomadic people of the deeps. People around these parts call them tunnelers because they are known to dig wide, sprawling tunnels throughout the underground, connecting remote places of the UnderRail. But again, no one knows why they do that. Some say they have a huge city in the middle of the deep caverns that you can reach if you follow the longest of their tunnels. Some also call them the Faceless because they believe that, under their huge masks, they have no face. Superstitious folk don't like people saying that word though. They say it can draw their attention to you. Are they dangerous? Very, but they're not always hostile. From my experience, it's the smaller groups or individual tunnelers that you should be most wary of. Larger groups generally leave other UnderRail folk alone as long as they ain't bothering them. So you've met some personally. Don't think there's much to this underground world I haven't seen yet, but that's a story for another time. Well, dang it, old man, you always hold back on the important parts. Haha, a storyteller always leaves his public wanting for more. I think I might grab the fishing rod. Why not? It's a little pricey, but sure. Alright, let's go this way. I was thinking about going back to go fish, but let's head in this direction. No dynamite to blow up these rocks yet. It's a little disappointing. As you approach the passage, you can hear faint squeaking sounds coming from up ahead, and a pair of red beady eyes blinking in and out of the darkness. I'm gonna open up all these doors so that I can run back to Old Jonas if things get a little hairy. Alright, rat hounds, where you at? Oh, they didn't do that. Alright. Healthy animal heart. Border guard orders. Nope. Wrong thing. Alright, maybe it's under my notes. Alright, I wanted to read it. I don't see it now. Come on. Alright, I don't see it. I have no idea how to access it. You'd think under notes, but I guess not. That's right, I need to activate the, or fix the generator first. They can work for it. There we go. So far, so good. Oh gosh darn, he's gonna run all the way around. Oh, I guess I'll just go meet him there. equipped. Boy. Alright, border guard orders. These old blood-stained orders were issued by Omega Central Command to their border guards. The orders state that the guards were to shoot anyone they perceived as SGS member on sight. Also, 1,000 Sharon's bounty is placed on one called Gorski. Yeah, pick... Okay, so I automatically picked it up, and it's an oddity, so it automatically gave me a point. You can only pick it up 3 times, though. So each oddity has a limited number of times. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. You can find oddities multiple times, and each one gives you a... They have a limited number of times you can actually use them to gain experience. So I picked that up, and I got another point of experience there. Okay. So I do need to find the generator before I can power all these on. Right? Let me double check that. I'll try to switch anyway. Hear that. Don't think it'll work until... Yeah. I'm gonna go this way first. Do the old quick save. Before we actually head back up to the station, I will be going back to try fishing. So I've never fished in the game before. Oh, where's he at? I don't see him. Hello? Fine, I'll find him down here. Screw it. There he is. I couldn't... whatever. Taking unnecessary damage here. This is the power generator we were looking for. But I said you only have to turn on 3 out of the 5 outposts. Obviously, I'm going to go for all of them. Some more orders. So that's the last of the border guard orders that I can get experience off of. Alright, status off, flux controller missing, insert flux controller. Flux controller inserted successfully. Turn on. Alright, power generator is operational. So that means I can turn on the outpost now. I saw a rat hound over here. I'll ignore it for now. So more orders, but I can't study it anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Hacking. Oh, I didn't buy a hacking tool. Right. I don't see a haxer in my inventory. Might go back and buy one. So I come back here and hack this. Let me finish clearing out this area. Run away! It's not like leaving loot behind, so let's head back. We can turn on the 2 outposts on the way back as well. We'll definitely head back in this direction though and continue. Excuse me, continue. Exploring. So that's 2 turned on. This will be 3. And that, again, that's the minimum we have to do, but I'm going for the full 5 outposts. I just want to go grab that haxer real quick. Let's barter. Did he not have one? I swear that he did. I guess not. Oh, this might be worth having though. A new belt. 2 extra utility slots. So I'm gonna increase my traps. I can't afford it yet. Is that all I can sell him? Yeah, doesn't take that. Yeah. Alright, well never mind. I guess we won't hack it right now. And that's okay. I'll probably write it down just so I remember to come back and check it out. I don't like leaving stuff behind. Think you're cute, don't you? Well, you're not, so come and get some. Oh, a fancy rat hound ear. So this is another oddity we'll level up here. This rat hound is sporting a small gold earring for some reason. Pick up, study this item, yeah, to gain 1 experience. Boom. Alright, so we leveled up. We go here to level up. Alright, so I have 40 points here. I'm gonna bump up. Actually, I might focus on lock picking. So we have 40, so we can put... I don't know what to actually focus on. Would be the best one to max. I'll probably do melee first. Like 5 points here. Oh, okay. Well, that works out. Boom. Okay, let's see. Next feat, I'll probably get... thick skull. I think thick skull would be good. Because then I can't get stunned. Yell would be okay. I'm gonna get thick skull here. Just so I can't be stunned. I don't I hate being incapacitated. I'm gonna quick save here because I might get a little low in health, and I'm very stingy again with my resources. So I'm not gonna use a health hypo unless I absolutely need to. Alright, time to use the health hypo. Alright, good. I'm gonna move back a space here. Alright, tile, so only one can get to me at a time. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Of course I missed. Oh, no more fancy rat ears. Or rat hound ears. Well, let's head back here. I want to turn on this station before I call it an episode, and then so we'll kill the rat hound that's in here, or rat hounds, and then turn it on. And we'll call it there. It's an armor suit, but it... okay. Omega ID card. And a blueprint for leather armor. Awesome. I mean, one of these must have meant a lot back in the glory days of Omega. Nowadays it serves as an obituary. Up to 10 times that can be studied. Awesome. Alright, so I have 2 hacking to do. 2 boxes to hack. But I think I'm going to call it here anyway. The next episode will continue. I think there should be one more outpost to turn on up this way. And then we'll probably head back up. We'll try and buy a haxer and then come back down and do some hacking. But yeah, definitely calling it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.